It's Fuck Yeah Friday.
Fuck yeah!
Get ready for some wins.
Welcome to the Be It Till You See It podcast, where we talk about taking messy action, knowing that perfect is boring. I'm Lesley Logan, Pilates instructor and fitness business coach. I've trained thousands of people around the world, and the number one thing I see stopping people from achieving anything is self-doubt. My friends, action brings clarity, and it's the antidote to fear. Each week, my guests will bring bold, executable, intrinsic, and targeted steps that you can use to put yourself first and be it till you see it. It's a practice, not a perfect. Let's get started.
Hello, Be It Babe. Welcome to the last FYF of May. In 2024 is May 31st. Holy moly. We did it. We all made it. That's the win. What if that was the win? So FYFs are Fuck Yeah Friday. That just means we take a moment to celebrate wins of yours that you send in. So send them to me, and a win of mine and the team's. And all of this is to continue to bring positivity in your life and let you see that there are wins happening all around you. And sometimes we don't think a win is happening. And then we hear a win of someone else, like, oh, I had that happen to me. And it's like, yeah, it was a win. And you got to celebrate it. So here we go. We'll start with a couple wins of yours. So this one is from Melissa Nagai. I'm always excited when I stand strong on my policies. I have a mom and her 2 adult daughters doing intros right now. Mom started first and daughters are doing a duo. One no-showed on her first session. Then I get an email from her and another from her mom this morning asking if she could make it up in her mom's final private. Normally I'd probably say yes, since they are relatives and the mom was okay with not having a private. But with the amount of emails I get from these 3 asking me repetitive questions I've already sent out info about, or asking to give them a single intro instead of 3 because it applies at somewhere else before a couple years ago, blah, blah, blah. I know that I give into any of their pushes, they will keep pushing. Whenever I say no to them, or that is how it is, that's how I do it, they end up going along with my rules. The gym is doing a cancer fundraiser next Saturday, so I will be there for a while teaching 30-minute sessions in the studio by donation. My capacity is 3, so only get to teach 9 people at most, but at least that will expose people to what we do here. And I got more organized with my challenge yesterday. I'm excited now that I have it all mapped out and a bit better, and I still have work to do, but I have a plan and a list. You know, isn't that cool? You can have a win that's like, I got a ton of work to do, but I got a plan and I got a list. That's a win. I did it. I also want to highlight, I did a training program a long time ago, and they said there's takers and space makers in this world. And there's actually nothing wrong with being a taker or being wrong with a space maker, but you need to acknowledge that takers are going to take and space makers are going to wait for takers to take up space so then they could take up space. So first of all, acknowledge who you are. Are you a taker or are you a space maker? And then space makers, guess what? Takers are just here to ask if they can take. And it doesn't mean you have to space make. You can actually say no. And you can still be a space maker. You can still be an awesome person. So way to go, Melissa, for holding strong to that. You're teaching people valuable lessons that they need to learn, which is how to protect their time. So I love that. Way to go. All right. We have a win from Joanne Sutton. She's an agency member and she has been with us a long time. You've probably heard about her wins because she has written a book. She's a bestseller. She wrote, being able to join the Ambassadors Coaching Call live was a huge win for me. After my mom was hospitalized for almost 2 weeks, it was wonderful to be inspired and re-energized again to work on my biz and gain some momentum. After 3 years of caring for my mom, I finally have help for 4 hours per week. The first 2-hour session was fabulous. My helper did meal prep for me and chopped mountains of fruit and vegetables while I cooked the food. It saved so much time. She then vacuumed the floor and loaded the dishwasher for me. I was so grateful, and I think it's going to change my life. I wrote an article about my book for the PAA, which is Pilates Association Australia, which was published yesterday. The public relations officer was very, very happy with it. Way to go, Joanne. You have personal wins. You have professional wins. Like, I just also love that you are seeing how like having even just 4 hours of help is a win, right? Like, we are not meant to do life alone. So way to go. And thank you for sharing this journey that you're going on with all of us. Because it's actually giving us a lot of inspiration what we can do too. So thank you. Okay. My win. You guys, it has been a whirlwind. These first 5 months, I have been traveling a lot, and I said I wasn't going to travel that much this year. And I had an impromptu trip. I was offered to be on a schedule, and part of me was like, I don't know if I should do it. I've just got so much going on. I don't know if I should do it. And the other part of me was like, well, I want to do it. So if I want to do it, it doesn't really matter if that I haven't been home. Like, I want to do this. And so I just did my final trip for at least 30 days. I think it might even be like 75. And I'm so excited about it. Although we might go on a little camping trip, Brad and I, in the middle of this. But for the month of June, I am staying in Vegas, and that's my win. My win is that I was able to survive and maintain a lot of my routines and habits and taking care of me and my self-care while going all over this country, back and forth many, many times. And so I share that because it's so easy for us to think that I can't have routines, I can't have self-care if I've got a lot going on. And that's not true. You can. You just have to understand, like, you can't do all the things all of the time. So it hasn't been my exact morning routines every single day, but it has been the ones that my body has needed. And I've been celebrating that every single day, but I'm also celebrating that, like, I'm home now and I'm going to be home for at least 34 days, if not longer, without leaving this house. And that is also a win. I get to be a homebody, and I can't even wait. See, wins don't have to be that I won the lottery, or like I built a storefront, or I sold my business for $50 million. They can be, I choose to stay at home. It can be that simple. And that, for a lot of people, especially my overachievers, that can be actually a really big deal win. So, all right, that's my win. I'm sticking to it. And now for the affirmation for you for this weekend, what do we have? Oh, I love this one. I invite art and music into my life. I invite art and music into my life. I invite art and music into my life. How can you do that? Maybe just turn on some music right now. What if you like let a playlist just like create itself? Or maybe you go see a play, or maybe you walk past an art gallery and you go inside. How can you invite art and music into your life more? Maybe you just start to hear the birds chirping. That's my favorite thing to do at the walk. At night in the springtime, there's these birds that chirp. And it's the one that I love, I think, is called, there's a mockingbird and then there's like a sage something. Anyways, these two birds are always in this one tree and they chirp all night. And I turn my podcast off just so I can listen to their beautiful, beautiful music that they're making. So I invite art and music into my life. How can you do that this week? Have an amazing day. Thank you for being part of the Be It Till You See It podcast. You are awesome. And until next time, be it till you see it.
That's all I got for this episode of the Be It Till You See It podcast. One thing that would help both myself and future listeners is for you to rate the show and leave a review. And follow or subscribe for free wherever you listen to your podcast. Also, make sure to introduce yourself over at the Be It Pod on Instagram. I would love to know more about you. Share this episode with whoever you think needs to hear it. Help us and others be it till you see it. Have an awesome day.
Be It Till You See It is a production of the Bloom Podcast Network. If you want to leave us a message or a question that we might read on another episode, you can text us at +1 310 905 5534 or send a DM on Instagram at BeItPod.
It's written, filmed, and recorded by your host, Lesley Logan, and me, Brad Crowell.
It is transcribed, produced, and edited by the epic team at Diseño.co.
Our theme music is by Ali at Apex Production Music, and our branding by designer and artist Gianfranco Cioffi.
Special thanks to Melissa Solomon for creating our visuals.
Also to Angelina Herrico for adding all of our content to our website. And finally, to Meredith Root for keeping us all on point and on time.